So friends, this story is set in a time when a strange virus has spread across the world. Infected by it, people are dying within days. Because of this virus, most of the Earth's population has died. Only a handful of people are somehow managing to survive. Among these 4 people are Brian, Brian's younger brother Danny, Kat, and Brian's girlfriend Bobby. They are all in their car and heading towards the city area. But then Brian sees a car parked on the road ahead, with a man named Frank standing next to it. Seeing this, Brian closes all the windows of his car, fearing that he might be infected. Frank tells them that his car has run out of fuel. "Please give me some fuel. My daughter is with me, and if possible, please give me something to eat." But Brian flatly refuses to give her anything, saying, "Pull your car off the road and let us go." Seeing this, Bobby asks Brian to help them, but Brian refuses. Just then, they all notice Frank's daughter, whose mask is stained with blood. This clearly indicates that she is infected. Seeing this, Brian starts his car and quickly leaves. But Frank attacks his car with a large spade, causing Brian's car to lose balance. But Brian somehow manages to trip his car and escape. Brian did escape, but the fight had ruptured his car's fuel pipe, causing it to spill onto the road. After a short drive, they have to stop their car due to this problem. They get out of their car and see that there's no one around to help them. So Brian and the others decide to take their remaining fuel and go to Frank, because Frank was their only hope in this desert area for a new car. Afterward, they all take their necessities, put on masks, and after a short walk, they reach Frank. Seeing these people coming back, Frank realizes that they want his car. Frank tells him, "Look, I'll give you my car, but I have one condition. I heard on the news that some doctors have found a cure for this disease. That doctor is in town. So first we'll all go to town." Brian tells Frank that there's nothing like that. "You're mistaken. There hasn't been an antidote for this disease yet, and I don't think there ever will be." Frank tells him, "Look, if you want my car, you'll have to listen to me." They all agree. They thoroughly sanitize Frank's car. After doing so, they put Frank and his daughter in the back seat of the car. They put plastic wrap around them to prevent the virus from reaching them. Afterward, they all get in the car and head towards the city. But on the way, they spot a car. Seeing this, Brian stops his car, knowing that there must be some kind of petrol inside the car. Brian and Danny then go to the car to get some petrol. Danny goes to the car and opens the door to retrieve the keys. When he opens the door, he finds an infected man inside, who is presumably dead. Danny calmly tries to retrieve the car keys, but then the infected man's eyes open. But before he can do anything, Danny has already retrieved the car keys. Brian arrives. Together, the 2 brothers extract some petrol from the car. In the next scene, we see that everyone has reached the city. Upon reaching the city, they discover that no one is alive there. Only filth is scattered everywhere. In this city, people stop their cars at that spot, the place Frank had told them about. They all got out of the car and started heading inside. Here, Frank's daughter insisted, "I'll go with you." Frank didn't want to get into the car alone. She was afraid of it. Seeing this, she told Frank, "Don't worry, I'll stay here with him." After this, the rest of them went inside the research center, which was completely empty. They wandered around and reached a place where many dead bodies were lying. Suddenly, Frank spotted a doctor there. Seeing him, Frank realized that this was the doctor who was developing a cure for the disease. Frank quickly goes to him and asks, "Have you found a cure for this disease? If you have, please give it to me quickly, because my daughter's condition is very serious. She could die soon." But the doctor says, "There's no guarantee of the medicine I've created. I'm not completely sure it will work. The chances of this medicine working are 50%, and if it doesn't, the patient could die because of it." The doctor had kept some children there. He goes to give the medicine to them. Seeing this, Brian and everyone else try to stop him, because if the medicine doesn't work, the children will die. But the doctor explains to them that if he doesn't give these children this medicine, they will die anyway. That's why I believe in 50%. If that 50% of my work is done, these children will be saved. Meanwhile, in the car, we see Frank's daughter, who was talking to Bobby. Suddenly, while talking, she coughed and fainted on the spot. This frightened her. She quickly went to her and removed her mask. When the child coughed, her blood landed on Bobby's face. Seeing this, Bobby was terrified because it was now certain that Bobby would gradually become infected. Everyone else was returning to the car. Seeing this, Bobby quickly cleaned the blood from her body so that no one would know that blood had fallen on Bobby. When Frank sees his daughter here, he asks Bobby what happened. Bobby says nothing, she was just having trouble breathing, fearing that if they all found out, they wouldn't keep Bobby with them. When Frank sees his daughter's condition, he finds it's much worse. She can't even walk properly. Seeing her condition, Frank decides to stay with her and asks them to leave. They all leave. After driving a short distance, they thoroughly sanitize the car as they don't want to risk even the slightest infection. Once the car is thoroughly sanitized, they decide there's a building nearby. They will go there and enjoy themselves as they are now completely fed up with their boring lives. They then go to the building, where after searching the surrounding area, they discover that no one is there. They had planned to stay there. Meanwhile, we see Bobby, whose condition is gradually worsening because he is also infected. Despite all this, Bobby does not tell anyone. Here, when Brian looks at the pool in the area, he finds it extremely dirty. He starts checking it with a stick, but then a dead body appears under his stick. He is terrified. He is about to fall into the water when his younger brother Danny comes and saves him. If Brian had fallen into that water, he would have become infected too, because an infected dead body was floating in it. Thus, Brian narrowly escaped death. After this, they all went to the garden, where they had a lot of fun. Brian was happily trying to get close to Bobby, but she wouldn't come close to him because she knew that if Brian got close to her, he would also become infected, and she didn't want that. The building was very large, so people were still wandering around even at night. Suddenly, someone shone a flashlight on them. Seeing this, they all started running away. The people with the flashlights were also chasing them. This confirmed that there was someone else besides these people who was now trying to find them. Then we see that there are many people there wearing special suits. They are also wearing masks on their faces for their safety. They finally find Brian and all his companions. They beat Brian and ask him, "One of our companions is missing. Didn't you kill him?" Then Danny says, "There's a man lying in the pool too. Is he your companion?" When they look in the pool, they realize that yes, it's their companion who died after being infected with the virus. The masked men tell Danny and Brian to leave, saying, "The two girls will stay with us. You both go." Brian and Danny are unable to do anything. They were held at gunpoint. If they tried to do anything, they would be killed. The masked men then ordered Bobby and Kat to remove their clothes. They were forced to do so. However, when they saw Bobby's body, they realized that Bobby was also infected with the virus, as a red infection was spreading across his body. The masked men became afraid of the two girls and let them go, fearing that they would also become infected if they stayed with them. They all got into their cars and left. The next morning, we saw Brian and everyone else very angry with Bobby because he refused to reveal his identity to anyone. This put the lives of these three in even greater danger. After driving a short distance, Brian suddenly stops the car and tells Bobby to get out. Despite Brian's repeated requests, Bobby refuses to leave. Then he grabs Bobby's hand and pulls him out. He tells Bobby, "I told you not to go near that little girl, but you still didn't listen." Afterward, Brian and the others leave, leaving a large supply of food for Bobby. Seeing Bobby's longing, Bobby cries profusely. But they don't stop for him, because what can they do now? If they keep Bobby with them, their lives will be in danger. After driving a little further, Brian notices that his car is about to run out of fuel. Just then, he spots a car approaching. Seeing this, Brian pulls his car over and stops in front of the car. Seeing this, the car coming from the opposite direction also stops. There were two old women sitting inside the car. Danny gets out of the car and goes to talk to the two old women, telling them that their car has run out of gas. "Please give us some more." But the two women refuse and start driving in reverse. Seeing this, Brian loses his cool and takes out his gun and starts shooting at them. The old woman driving the car is killed on the spot. Brian then asks the other woman to get out, but as soon as she gets out, she also has a gun in her hand. She shoots Brian in the leg, injuring him. Enraged by this, Brian kills him right there. Meanwhile, Danny had tried desperately to stop Brian, but Brian refused to listen to him. This sparked an argument between the two brothers, but as they went along, they realized that this was not the time to fight. Now that the two old women were dead, they wouldn't gain anything by fighting. Since Brian had been shot in the leg, he was in immense pain. Danny quickly put him in the car and drove to a nearby house. Danny quickly got out of the car and went inside to get some medicine for Danny. But as he enters the house, he sees that the dog was eating its owner. Seeing Danny, the dog tries to attack him, but Danny shoots him dead on the spot. Picking up the medicine, Danny returns to the car. Danny begins removing the bullet from Brian's leg, but then he notices a strange red mark on Brian's leg. This means Brian is also infected. Brian became infected when he tried to get close to Bobby. Kat and Denny isolate Brian in the back of the car so that his infection doesn't spread to anyone else. After traveling all day, night falls. The three of them stop at a place where they light a campfire and sit around it. Kate tells Danny that we should leave Brian here because if we take him with us, our lives will be in danger. Here we see Brian, whose condition is worsening due to the virus. He falls asleep while talking to them. Later that night, Danny sneaks up to Brian and takes his gun and car keys. When he takes the keys and tries to start the car, it won't start. Just then, Brian arrives. He tells Danny to at least take the keys. Brian tells Danny, "Why are you trying to avoid me like this? You could have just told me before leaving. Look at my condition. I'm slowly deteriorating. Now I want you to shoot me and kill me right here. Come on, kill me quickly. Danny, now try to shoot Brian right here." He tries, but he can't shoot because he's reminded of his childhood memories with Brian. Brian tells Danny to forget everything. Shoot me quickly, because I don't want to live in agony anymore. Finally, Danny musters up the courage and shoots Brian, killing him on the spot. Danny then burns his brother Brian's dead body. Finally, at the end of the movie, we see Kat and Danny arrive at an island where the virus hasn't spread. At that place, Danny realizes that it's the same place the two brothers used to visit. Seeing this place, Danny deeply misses Brian, and with this sad ending, the movie ends. So let us know how you liked it by leaving a comment below. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe and click the bell and select all to receive notifications for the next video. So I'll see you in a new interesting video. Until then, stay happy and take care.